Welcome to the Dynasty YT. This is your King Shay speaking. This is going to be another professional game breakdown. This time it's going to be in the EU LCS Week 3 Day 2 Elements versus SK Gaming. Now, the first thing first, we're going to go over the team comps. Elements has actually chosen a very similar team comp, like the one they faced against Meet Your Makers. They pick up the Rengar and Lissandra. But the difference between that game and in this game is that SK has an amazing disengaged team, right? So obviously Rengar and Lissandra, they only go in. There's no coming out of that combo, right? It's all about going in and engaging, right? The problem with the NYN team comp was that they had a Gnar and a Leona as the two support champions. And then those are both very engaged type champions, right? The Gnar, to disengage, you literally have to have perfect timing you have to be in Mega Gnar to ult them away. But the chances are of having elements engage while SK is going to have Big Gnar is very, very slim. And obviously Leona is an engage comp, right? There's not really much disengage you can do. But for SK, they got two one-button champions to disengage the whole team. They got Azir and they got Janna. So Elements, yes, they use a very good composition, but then SK has a better one to counter that. Okay, the biggest thing to talk about in this early game is this lane swap. So Elements decides that they see Azir at the tower, and they're like, okay, let's push this tower fast and try to kill him when he's trying to be at this tower. But obviously this is like season 3 shit, right? Obviously he knows that he's gonna get 4-man dive. He's ready for that, so he backs off the tower and then lets the other two go away, right? So the other two decide to disappear, like not tower dive this guy, and then Azir can actually do a really nice job of defending this tower. Azir can obviously defend the tower pretty safely by using his soldiers at range and then just pushing the waves faster than Graves is able to push that tower down. Also, they try to kill him obviously right here, so then that's some time wasted not trying to get the tower. Fortunately, Freddy stays alive in the situation, because if he dies right here, then this lane swap that SK has going wouldn't work, right? So they obviously take this tower down actually very slowly. They want to get enough money to be able to get a BF sword on the tower gold, right? So then obviously SK, the Forgiven and Reckless, they both have the same amount of CS, right? But then the advantage that SK is going to have is that he's going to have the tower gold. He's actually going to have the solo tower gold, and that's going to be enough to go back and get a BF sword all on over the Graves, right? So when he comes back, they lane swap back. When he comes back into lane, Lucian's going to have a BF sword. Graves is going to have only a pickaxe, right? He can't stay in lane with the way it is right now. So he's only gonna have a pickaxe coming back and a couple potions, and that's it, right? That's gonna be huge. Lucian's gonna come back with a BF sword. And then Graves doesn't go back. He doesn't have enough money to go back and get a BF sword. So what he has to do, he has to stay in lane and try to farm up this BF sword. But then he realizes it's too late. He can't farm up for that BF sword. And now he has to go back, and in a fortunate timing, he has to go back, only get a BF sword and a couple pots, and then he's able to come back into the lane. But he misses like a few waves of CS and experience. Because of the whole lane swap shenanigans, Elements wasn't able to pull off the Lissandra Rengar combination that early. But as you can see here, he's waiting in the wings. He's got 5 ferocity. He wants to attack mid lane. Fox misses everything right here, and it's unfortunate because he gets counter engaged and really gets destroyed right here. And throughout this whole game, he's actually kind of been making mistakes with that, just missing a lot of charms really. Okay, so for the next 10 minutes, it's all about this combo now. He flashes in. This is literally the same thing that happened against MYM. He flashes in when he has the ult, goes in, roots him with the bola, and then Froggen follows up with the ult and then kills him. Easy kills. And this is really the gist of what happened in the rest of the game, or the rest of the 10 minutes, up until the point where Elements, spoiler, kind of throws the game. From 15 minutes to now, there was a team fight in the mid lane that wasn't really that impressive. It led to a dragon, but there was really nothing to break down. So then this fight is very important because I feel like SK could have easily won this fight, or at least come out alive and come out successful in this fight. So Froggen right here goes in and onto Freddy. What Freddy should have done is he should have immediately ulted, because he actually almost survives this with the help of Janna. So he should have ulted, and then either that or Jarvan should have gone in, ulted, and then EQ'd out or flashed out. So it zones out everyone before Freddy can get bursted down. But instead, he tries to back off. No one tries to disengage really that well, and then they end up losing that team fight. Regardless, I think it was just a poor decision to try to siege up this tower. Yes, it was kind of low, but the engage onto the other team is so huge, and your Azir isn't strong enough yet. Your Lucian is pretty strong, and then your Ahri is kind of weak at this moment with just a Morello Namicon. So the amount of engage that they have, and they're trying to siege up this tower so close, I just don't think it was a good option for them. This is basically a replay of what happened in NYM versus Elements. It's just picking people off with the Rengar, Lissandra. The huge combo, the huge engage that they have is ridiculous. And then this is the power of that all-in pick comp. But a huge but, a Nicki Minaj but. It is not good and as a mindset, because like if someone is not in the same mindset as you, like if someone doesn't want to go all in, it really ruins it. And this is what's gonna happen at the red buff. Okay, so Shook is in a mode of all in. I wanna go, I wanna get an engage and then just start these team fights. He's in that same kind of mindset when he was playing against MYM. But because they use up 2 ults, they end up losing this team fight. 2 key ults, and then Freddy back here is doing an amazing job of 1v4ing the whole team, right? Amazing ult to get rid of that Rengar, and then it does an amazing job. Unfortunately, he sacrifices his life right here and then goes down, but they end up winning this team fight just because Elements is going too ham. They're too ham right now. Like, yes, they want to engage, but they have to have that proper engage, or they will lose that game, or will lose that team fight. And now I just think that Shook is on tilt right now. He's still in the mindset of go in, engage, try to get these wombos. But he doesn't really cooperate. He doesn't really communicate with the Lissandra, with Froggen. Because as you can see, Froggen uses his claw. He tries to go in, but there's no follow-up with you, right? He can't. Froggen doesn't have the claw at the moment. He can't follow up with you, and now they end up dying. He ends up dying for no reason and then losing this tower. Now, leading up to this bottom siege, there was a lot of pointless picks, right? Shook died, Nif died. They just died for no reason. And they ended up getting Baron because of it, and now they have the opportunity to siege up this bottom tower. Elements is kind of getting desperate right now, and then with the fact that they have such a huge engage, they wanted to try to do something right here. So Nif goes on to the Azir, and then Froggen decides to go on to a different target, and then what ends up happening is that they lose that team fight very scattered. As you can see right here, Nif goes in, he ults the Azir, and he gets a good stun. It's a good ult from the Rumble to separate the team, and as Svenskeren goes in a little bit too deep, and he ends up dying. But the problem right here is Froggen wants to go on to Fox too hard. What he should have done is gone in, get the Azir, make him so that he dies instantly before he can ult, and then Zanya's, and then it zones out a ton of the teams. So now you have 2 people dead on the SK side, and none of them are dead on the Element side. But instead, they separate targets. It's very chaotic, and they end up losing this team fight. Overall, this game is all on Elements. SK didn't win this game. Elements lost this game. It's a little bit of factor of 2 things. One, Elements just having a little bit too overconfidence in their gameplay, right? Yes, they have a really huge pick, kind of blow you up kind of competition, but they really need to reserve that. They really need to play a little bit smarter, and then 2, it's a little bit of miscommunication on part of Shook and then the rest of the team, because he wanted to engage, whereas the rest of the team wasn't there to back him up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this breakdown of the SK versus Elements game, Week 3, Day 2. If you guys enjoyed that, give it a thumbs up. I really work hard on these videos. I have 2 other breakdown videos, TSM versus C9, Week 1, Day 1, and also the TSM versus Liquid game, Week 2, Day 1. So go check those out. I have other videos. The link will be in the description below with all the playlists and stuff like that. So thank you guys for coming out to Dynasty, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.